Today we're diving into Seaborn, a powerful Python library designed for creating beautiful and informative statistical plots. If you've ever struggled to make sense of raw data, Seaborn can help you visualize patterns, trends, and relationships with just a few lines of code. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced data analyst, understanding Seaborn's capabilities will make your data exploration much more effective. In this video, we'll walk through the basics, explore key plot types, and see how Seaborn can turn numbers into insights. Let's get started by understanding what makes Seaborn unique. Seaborn is built on top of Matplotlib and integrates closely with Pandas data structures. It's designed to make statistical visualization simple and attractive. With Seaborn, you can create a wide range of plots, from basic bar charts to complex heat maps, all with consistent themes and color palettes. The library handles many details automatically, so you can focus on interpreting your data rather than tweaking plot setting. This makes Seaborn a favorite among data scientists and researchers who need to communicate results clearly. Before you can use Seaborn, you'll need to install it. The process is straightforward. Simply use pip Python's package manager. Open your terminal or command prompt and type pip install Seaborn. Once installed, you can import it in your Python scripts with import Seaborn as SNS. Seaborn also requires NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib, but these are usually installed automatically. Now that you have Seaborn ready, let's look at how to load your data and start plotting. Seaborn works best with data in Pandas data frames. You can load your data from CSV files, Excel sheets, or even directly from online sources using Pandas. Once your data is in a data frame, Seaborn can easily access columns for plotting. This integration makes it simple to manipulate, clean, and visualize your data all in one workflow. Let's see how to load a sample dataset and prepare it for visualization. One of Seaborn's handy features is its collection of built-in datasets. These are perfect for practicing and learning. You can load them using the SNS load dataset function. Popular examples include TIPS, IRIS, and Titanic. These datasets are small, well-structured, and ideal for experimenting with different plot types. Let's load the TIPS dataset and take a quick look at its structure before we start plotting. For plotting, it's important to understand your data. Use Pandas functions like head, describe, and info to get a sense of the dataset structure, summary statistics, and data types. This step helps you decide which plots will be most informative. For example, you might notice numerical columns for plotting distributions or categorical columns for grouping data. Let's quickly explore the TIPS dataset to see what insights we can uncover. Seaborn offers several built-in styles to make your plots look polished. You can set the style with SNS set style, choosing from options like white grid, dark grid, white, and ticks. These styles adjust background colors, grid lines, and other visual elements, making your plots easier to read. Consistent styling is especially useful when preparing reports or presentations. Let's apply a style and see how it changes the appearance of our plot. Color is a powerful tool in data visualization. Seaborn provides a variety of color palettes such as deep, muted, bright, and pastel. You can set a palette with SNS set palette. Using consistent and appealing colors helps highlight key patterns and makes your plots more engaging. You can even create custom palettes for branding or accessibility. Let's experiment with different palettes and see their impact on our charts. Scatter plots are great for visualizing the relationship between two numerical variables. In Seaborn, you can create a scatter plot using SNS scatterplot. Just specify the X and Y columns from your data frame. You can also add hue to color points by category, making it easy to spot trends or clusters. Scatter plots are commonly used to explore correlations and outliers. Let's create a scatter plot with the TIPS dataset to see how total bill relates to tip amount. Line plots are ideal for showing trends over time or ordered categories. With Seaborn, you can use SNS line plot to plot lines connecting data points. This is especially useful for time series data or when you want to highlight changes across categories. You can customize line styles, markers, and colors to make your trends stand out. Let's plot a line chart to visualize how tips vary by day of the week in our dataset. Our plots are perfect for comparing quantities across categories. In Seaborn, SNS bar plot lets you easily create vertical or horizontal bars. You can specify the category for the x-axis and the value for the y-axis. Bar plots automatically calculate means and can show error bars for statistical confidence. This makes them great for summarizing group differences. Let's use a bar plot to compare average tips by gender in the tips dataset. Count plots display the number of occurrences for each category. With SNS count plot, you can quickly see how data is distributed across categories. This is useful for understanding the composition of your dataset, such as the number of male and female customers or the frequency of different days. Count plots are simple but effective for categorical data analysis. Let's create a count plot to visualize the distribution of smokers in the tips dataset. Box plots are a classic way to visualize the distribution of numerical data and identify outliers. In Seaborn, SNS box plot creates box and whisker plots that show the median, quartiles, and potential outliers for each category. Box plots are especially helpful for comparing distributions across groups, such as tip amounts by day or gender. Let's use a box plot to explore how tips vary across different days in our dataset. Island plots combine aspects of box plots and density plots, providing a richer view of data distribution. With SNS violin plot, you can see not only the summary statistics but also the full distribution shape. This is useful for spotting multimodal distributions or subtle differences between groups. Violin plots are great for comparing the spread and concentration of data. Let's create a violin plot to analyze tip distributions by time of day. Strip plots display individual data points along a categorical axis, making it easy to see the raw distribution. In Seaborn, SNS strip plot scatters points for each category, which can reveal clusters or outliers that summary plots might miss. You can combine strip plots with box or violin plots for added context. Let's use a strip plot to visualize individual tip amounts by day in our dataset. Swarm plots are similar to strip plots but arrange points to avoid overlap, making dense data easier to interpret. With SNS Swarm Plot, each data point is clearly visible even in crowded categories. Swarm plots are ideal for small to medium datasets where you want to see every observation. Let's create a swarm plot to examine tip amounts by gender, ensuring no data point is hidden. Histograms are essential for understanding the distribution of a single numerical variable. In Seaborn SNS, HistPlot creates histograms that show the frequency of values in different bins. You can adjust the number of bins and add kernel density estimates for smoother curves. Histograms help identify skewness, modality, and outliers in your data. Let's plot a histogram to explore the distribution of total bills in the TIPS dataset. Kernel density estimate (KDE) plots provide a smooth curve representing the distribution of a variable. With SNS K2plot, you can visualize the probability density function, making it easier to spot peaks and valleys. KDE plots are often used alongside histograms for a more complete picture. Let's use a KDE plot to analyze the distribution of tip amounts in our dataset. Pair plots are a powerful way to visualize relationships between multiple variables at once. In Seaborn SNS Pair Plot creates a grid of scatter plots for each pair of variables, along with histograms or KDE plots on the diagonal. This makes it easy to spot correlations, clusters, and trends across your dataset. Pair plots are especially useful for exploratory data analysis. Let's generate a pair plot for the TIPS dataset to uncover hidden patterns. Heat maps are excellent for visualizing matrix-style data, such as correlations between variables. With SNS Heat Map, you can display values as colors, making it easy to spot strong or weak relationships. Heat maps are commonly used to show correlation matrices, confusion matrices, or pivot tables. Let's create a heat map to visualize the correlation matrix of the TIPS dataset and identify which variables are most related. Facet grids allow you to create multiple subplots based on categories in your data. In Seaborn SNS Facet Grid lets you map a plot type to each subset of your data, such as separate scatter plots for each day of the week. This is useful for comparing patterns across groups without cluttering a single plot. Let's use a facet grid to visualize tip amounts by day and gender. Joint plots combine scatter plots and histograms to show the relationship between two variables, along with their individual distributions. In Seaborn SNS, Joint Plot creates this combined view, making it easy to analyze bivariate relationships. You can choose different kinds of joint plots, such as regression or KDE. Let's use a joint plot to explore the relationship between total bill and tip amount. Regression plots are used to visualize linear relationships and trends between variables. With SNS RegPlot, you can add a regression line to your scatter plot, helping to highlight the overall trend. Regression plots are useful for predictive analysis and understanding how variables influence each other. Let's create a regression plot to see how total bill predicts tip amount in our dataset. Seaborn offers several categorical plot types, including bar, count, box, violin, strip, and swarm plots. Each serves a different purpose, from comparing group means to visualizing raw data points. Choosing the right plot depends on your data and the story you want to tell. Let's briefly review when to use each categorical plot and how they complement each other in analysis. Seaborn makes it easy to customize your plots. You can adjust figure size, axis labels, titles, and legends to make your charts more informative. Use functions like PLT figure, PLT X label, and PLT title from Matplotlib, which integrates seamlessly with Seaborn. Customization ensures your plots are clear and tailored to your audience. Let's see how to tweak plot appearance for maximum impact. Once you've created a plot, you'll often want to save it for reports or presentations. Seaborn works with Matplotlib's savefig function, allowing you to export plots as PNG, JPG, PDF, and more. Specify the file name and format, and your plot is ready to share or embed. Let's walk through saving a plot to your computer. Real-world datasets often have missing values. Seaborn handles missing data gracefully, but it's important to clean your data before plotting. Use pandas functions like dropna or fillna to manage missing entries. Clean data ensures your plots are accurate and meaningful. Let's see how to handle missing data in the TIPS dataset before visualizing. Annotations add context to your plots, such as highlighting key points or adding explanatory text. In Seaborn, you can use Matplotlib's Annotate function to add arrows, labels, or notes. Annotations help guide your audience's attention and clarify your findings. Let's add annotations to a scatter plot to emphasize interesting data points. Sometimes a single plot isn't enough to tell the whole story. You can combine multiple Seaborn plots in one figure using Matplotlib's subplot function. This allows you to compare different views of your data side by side. Combining plots is useful for dashboards, reports, or in-depth analysis. Let's create a figure with multiple subplots to showcase different aspects of the TIPS dataset. Large datasets can be challenging to visualize. Seaborn is efficient, but you may need to sample or aggregate your data for clarity. Use pandas functions like sample or groupb to reduce data size or summarize information. This keeps your plots readable and focused on key insights. Let's discuss strategies for handling large datasets with Seaborn. While Seaborn plots are static by default, you can add interactivity using libraries like Plotly or MPL cursors. Interactive plots let users zoom, hover, and explore data in more detail. This is especially useful for presentations or dashboards. Let's explore how to make Seaborn plots interactive for a richer data exploration experience. If you find yourself creating similar plots repeatedly, consider writing custom functions. This makes your code more organized and reusable. Define a function that takes data and parameters, then generates the desired plot. Custom functions save time and ensure consistency across your visualizations. Let's see how to write a reusable function for a common Seaborn plot. Seaborn offers themes and context settings to tailor your plots for different purposes. Use SNS set context to adjust font sizes and line widths for presentations, papers, or notebooks. Themes help your plots fit seamlessly into any environment. Let's experiment with different contexts to see how they affect plot appearance. Time series data requires special handling. Seaborn's line plot is ideal for visualizing trends over time. Make sure your data is sorted by date and consider resampling for smoother lines. Time series plots help you identify patterns, seasonality, and anomalies. Let's plot a time series to analyze trends in tip amounts over several weeks. Comparing categorical and numerical data is a common task. Seaborn's box plot, violin plot, and bar plot are all useful here. Choose the plot that best highlights your data's story. For example, use box plots to compare distributions or bar plots to compare means. Let's compare tip amounts by day using different plot types to see which is most effective. Sometimes, you need to compare more than one category at a time. Seaborn allows you to use the hue parameter to add a third variable such as gender or time to your plots. This adds depth and helps uncover interactions between variables. Let's use hue to compare tip amounts by day and gender in a single plot. Aggregating data helps simplify complex datasets. Use pandas group B to calculate means, sums, or counts, then plot the results with Seaborn. Aggregated plots are great for summarizing trends and making comparisons. Let's aggregate tip data by day and visualize the results with a bar plot. Fine-tuning axes and ticks can make your plots easier to read. Seaborn integrates with Matplotlib's functions for setting axis limits, tick labels, and rotations. Customizing axes ensures your data is presented clearly and avoids clutter. Let's adjust axes and ticks on a Seaborn plot for better readability. Clear titles and labels are essential for effective communication. Use PLT title, PLT X label, and PLT ilabel to add descriptive text to your plots. Good labeling helps your audience understand what they're seeing at a glance. Let's add titles and labels to a Seaborn plot for clarity. Legends explain the colors and symbols in your plots. Seaborn automatically adds legends when you use hue or style, but you can customize their location, title, and appearance. A clear legend ensures your audience can interpret the plot correctly. Let's customize a legend to make our plot more informative. In preparing plots for publications, you may need high-resolution images and specific formats. Seaborn, via Matplotlib, allows you to set DPI and choose formats like SVG or PDF for print quality. Exporting plots in the right format ensures they look sharp in any medium. Let's export a plot for use in a research paper. If you ever get stuck, Seaborn's documentation is a fantastic resource. It includes detailed guides, examples, and API references. You can also use Python's help function or explore online tutorials and forums. Staying curious and exploring documentation will help you master Seaborn's full potential. Let's look at how to access Seaborn's help resources. Even experienced users encounter challenges with Seaborn. Common issues include mismatched data types, missing values, or overlapping plot elements. The good news is that most problems have straightforward solutions, such as cleaning data or adjusting plot parameters. Let's discuss some typical pitfalls and how to resolve them for smooth plotting. Seaborn offers advanced features like plotting regression diagnostics, customizing color maps, and integrating with statistical models. These tools allow you to perform deeper analyses and create publication-quality graphics. Exploring advanced features can take your data visualization skills to the next level. Let's highlight some advanced capabilities you can try. Congratulations! You've now seen how Seaborn can transform raw data into clear, compelling visualizations. From basic scatter plots to advanced heat maps and regression diagnostics, Seaborn is a versatile tool for any data analyst. Keep practicing with different datasets and explore the documentation to discover even more features. With Seaborn, you're well equipped to turn data into insights and make your analyses shine.